check this out.
We got a great show coming your way today.
Hey, everybody, check it out!
Peace. Now, hear this.
What's up? This is your boy, Fire the Poet, with another edition of Press Live. Today we got Chicago's very own Red Storm Chicago, winner of Chicago's Best New Poetry Award. And we've seen him on Russell Simmons' Death Poetry Jam. He's an author. He's a motivational speaker. So how you doing today, Red Storm?
Man, I'm doing well. Down here in this good weather of the ATL.
Okay, you down in the South. Okay, you got away from the cold in Chicago, huh?
Oh, for sure. Every winter, I'm out of there.
You just missed the cold snap we had down here. We was down here in the teens in South Carolina.
Right. I was here in Atlanta.
All right. Did you catch the national championship?
For sure. We was out there. You know, when the national championship game would bring money for everybody. You know, not only the universities or the schools or the players with their pro career upcoming, but also the hustlers and the people around the stadium and the people who live there and the parking attendants, and everybody gets money.
Exactly. So what brought you to Atlanta?
I mean, well, the world is a big world. I already, you know, I did as much as I felt I can do in Chicago. I've done all the awards and got all the awards and got the radio shows and got everything. It was just time to go see if it worked somewhere else. If people enjoy me the same way they do in Chicago all over the world. So I moved to LA first and ended up in Atlanta. And it's Black Hollywood, baby.
Oh, yeah. Atlanta's really prospering right now. Like you said, they turning into the new Hollywood down there. So how do you feel about Atlanta so far that you've been there? How long you been there, rather?
I've been there about 4 years now. And
okay.
It's a great vibe, you know. It's the South, it's the Bible Belt, so it fits me perfectly.
So let's go ahead and get started. So we know that you're a poet. Like you said, you've won numerous awards in Chicago. They gave you the Best New Poet Award in Chicago. We've seen you on that Poetry Jam. What was it like during that time when you receiving that Best Poet Award? How did you feel about receiving that award?
Well, you know, that poetry did a lot for a lot of people. Put us on the platform and made us out to be one of the best of the best. And they did a great thing for us. But that TV show is no longer on TV. So now we have other platforms. You know, I was just aired last night on Congo TV Network, on Amazon and Roku. They got a new show called The Golden Mic, hosted by Sonny Patterson, and I was featured last night. And you can go on there if you have Roku and see all the past episodes or whatever. But, you know, we appreciate that poetry. We appreciate everything from the past that helped us get to where we are today. But it's about keep moving that platform and keep making poets and people such as myself relevant, because they really don't want what I have to offer. They would rather you get the garbage that'll keep you doing garbage. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. And you know, as you just said, you know, they don't want what you have to offer. How would you describe your poetry and your poetry style, your content that you speak about whenever you do your poetry?
I mean, I speak for the downtrodden. I speak for the unspoken. I love those through my music and my words till they learn how to love themselves. So I speak for your drunk uncle. I speak for your dope fiend cousin that just won't stop. I speak for the one that just won't stop going to jail, just won't change. I speak for the depressed young girl that, you know, having too many babies that too fast in her life. I speak for those people. Those are downtrodden.
Now I see that you've been doing poetry since about 2002. How did you get into poetry as opposed to some other avenues? Who's like your motivations? What got you into doing poetry?
I don't really have a motivation like that as far as Maya Angelou and different poets that came before me. I wasn't into poetry. My pain led me into poetry. I had to learn how to write my pain on a piece of paper when I was confined in them jail cells. So jail and pain led me to be who I am, and led me to be the writer who I am. It has nothing to do with influences. It was just my situation.
Okay. And you talk about, so what are some of your poems that have described, what do you think is like, trying to think, say your best poem, the poem that you say more so describe your transition from then to now, or poems that pretty much define you more so, you think?
I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, it's so many of those. I mean, we can go on and on for days because I write from that aspect. I write from looking in the mirror and talking to myself, which helps other people. You know what I mean? I mean, all of them. You know, I can go on and on. Redemption, and God changed the leper to a shepherd. I have no names to my poems. They just what I wrote on a piece of paper. I don't even call them a poem. It's what you call it. That's what you call it. That's what the world calls it. I call it some stuff I wrote on a piece of paper to clear my gut. You understand? Okay. So that's the box they put you in. You know what I mean? I'm a spoken word artist. But it's a good title. I'm not a poet, but it's a good title. I'm an ex-hustler.
Exactly.
That just know how to express himself and express his pain. You know what I mean? Or express his happiness, or express his heartache, or whatever it may be. I know how to put it on a piece of paper and get it out my gut, so I won't suppress those feelings. You feel what I'm saying? It's all about not suppressing with me. So when you see me performing, that's why I perform it so hard, because it's coming out.
Now, and just as we were speaking about earlier, you said you were in Chicago. You did a lot of things up there in Chicago, and they've been talking about Chicago lately with the crime and the things that's going on there. How do you feel about the state of Chicago right now, as far as the crime that's going on up there and so forth?
Well, it's the same as it's been that way since Al Capone, You just see it now because there's more media. Chicago been a gangster town. Chicago, that been going down. It ain't, no different than what I grew up with. It's just a little bit more advanced because they got more advanced things now. It's easier to get things now. It's easier to get information. It's easier for you to see what happened. It's always been like that. The mayor gangster, the politicians gangsters, the preachers is gangsters, the prostitutes is gangsters, everybody's gangster. The librarian is a gangster in Chicago. So that's just the way we raised. And sometimes when you take leadership away, meaning street leadership, this is what you get, because you have no one to control these dudes. So when you don't control them, the police know what's going to happen. They're going to do something goofy, and they're going to go to jail, which help them, or they're going to die, or they're going to get drugged out. They're going to get, you know what I'm saying? So when you take leadership away, that's what happens.
So that kind of helped. So seeing those things going on, and you saying that you've been there yourself, you relate to those people. That's how you got into doing motivational speaking. So are you still doing the motivational speaking now that you're in Atlanta as well? Or right now you just focus primarily on
I mean, motivational speaking is the poems, and it's just break down the poems, man, and not just breaking them down. I mean, I got a PhD in bullshit. if I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
I got a PhD in bullshit, right? You understand? So
right.
You take the game you learned under the table and you put it on top of the table. I've been in prison 15 years of my life. I've done been through 20 different Illinois Department of Correction facilities, 20 of them. So I know the system back and forth. So I take the game that I learned when I was, on bullshit and put it on top of the table and tell you what they did to me and how this go. And that's key knowledge. That's the same knowledge that any professor would have. That's why when I perform at churches, all of a sudden the whole congregation running to me, trying to get me to come and holler at their kids. They ain't talking to the pastor now, they talking to me. But I thought the pastor was supposed to take care of that. But no, you need me because of the way I walk and the way I talk and the way I dress and the way I present this. That's the only way your kids gonna understand it. They ain't gonna understand no dude walking up on them like T.D. Jakes. They ain't gonna understand that dude. They don't want to even hear him talk. But they want to hear me though. You understand? So in the real world, that makes me a threat.
And I see here they've actually somewhere where they've actually compared you to what John the Baptist was to Jesus, what you are to poetry. And how do you feel about it? A purifier. Right. I mean, that's what the Chicago Sun-Times said. And I appreciate them for breaking it down like that. Mm-hmm. All I do, I'm just, man, I ain't no different than Paul, Jacob, Isaac, Daniel in the lion's den, Luke. I'm not no different than none of them, Saul, Job. I'm not no different. We the downtrodden. You know what I'm saying? All them people was convicts. So if Jesus come back, or whichever way you want to put on it, Allah, whatever name you want to put on it, if he come back, what you think he gonna look like? It ain't T.D. Jakes. You understand? I do. Yeah.
What you think he gonna look like? Who he mess with? He mess with the downtrodden, the prostitutes down there with them. It's to save God's people. It's to save Israelites. It's to save the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna come back in no Bentleys, my nigga. You feel me? He gonna come back with a backpack and a hoodie on, walking through the hood, helping the people who need it. You understand? When you got the 3 P's: politicians, pimps, and preachers. Everything goes in, nothing comes out. Remember that. So when you got poets all over the world like me and Georgia, me and Abyss, and C-Bone Jones, and Sonny Patterson, Black Ice, and Tommy Bottoms, and you got, Malik Salam, you got Malik Youssef, Jay Ivy, you got all these different poets all over the world that everybody know. I can walk up to the Grammys right now, and everybody gonna know, what up, Red? What up, Red? What up? But why we ain't in is because we ain't talking that industry talk that leads your kids down that road of destruction. And we ain't selling our souls for no dollars and pennies or no millions of dollars. I ain't putting on no dress. You hear me? They already killed Tupac, so they don't want no parts of me because they already got rid of this cat. So they don't want no more people like dude. You hear me? So, it's a crazy game, but the game, game is fair. Game is fair. That's their game. You know what I'm saying? If you want to play their game, you're going to play it how they say play it. So we try to stay independent and do our own thing and take the bumps and bruises that come with doing this. The late on bills and all that. how I'm late on the bill and I just got off tour with Angie Stone. Do you understand?
And she's Angie's from this area. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
No. I was saying, because I'm in South Carolina. Angie's from our area. How was it being on the road working with Angie Stone?
Angie, the coolest person in the world, man. All the stars that I know, Angie rock with me the most. And, she's the coolest person that I know. Everything y'all see on camera and the loving mother spirit, that's her. You know what I mean? And she got my back. She makes sure that I is out front every time. She makes sure that when I'm in a room with somebody that might not know me, she makes sure that they know who I am and know what I do and know that I'm the best at it. So that's all I ask, you know what I'm saying? Just, hey, let them know that greatness standing right here and they don't even know it. You feel what I'm saying? Okay.
So what you got, what are some of the latest projects you're working on right now?
Well, we just put out I don't know how to call it, but we took a Nita Baker song, Giving You the Best That I Got, and we made a video to it, and where we just acted out the parts, me, Georgia, me, and Abyss, 3 of the top-of-the-line poets, and we're basically saying that we're giving you the best that we got. From a poetry standpoint, we're talking in her words from us to the poetry community. So it's not, we changed her song from a love song to us saying we giving you the best that we got. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, that's on YouTube right now. You can pull that up. I got, the book, re-release of the book, Finder of Lost Souls. It's out now on RedStormChicago.com. Got the show coming up in Dallas, Flow Fridays in Dallas with Masterpiece on February 10th. And, I just got a lot of stuff going on, man. I got so much stuff I can't even remember sometimes.
So I know you say that poetry, it has to find it's found its own lane. It has to take itself by the roots now because, Def Poetry Jam kind of helped, boost it up a little bit. So where do you see the state of poetry like today? With slam poetry, because I've competed in slam poetry competitions before here in Columbia and in other areas. Where do you see poetry as it relates to mainstream audiences right now when we're trying to relate to our youth today and try to get them to, to get away from maybe not to focus so much on hip-hop and what they see in hip-hop and so forth like that, but try to get them on the right track and keep them on the right track?
Well, it can still be used and it can still be great, but you got to pick the right ones. You got to know who you're dealing with. Poetry community now is so oversaturated. You can, your son, your little brother can say he wrote a poem and he's a poet. Right? It's so subjective. Your girl, your niece, nephew, anybody can say they a poet. But you're not me. You understand? So,
right.
For a job to be done, you got to pick the right person. You can't come get me to murder somebody and I'm a burglar. What kind of boss is you? You don't even know what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to pick the right person for the right job, the right poet for the right, you know what I'm saying? For the right thing, or it'll never work. Because you'll just be listening there, sitting there listening to words. It'll never touch you the way it's supposed to be touched, because that wasn't the person that was supposed to be telling you that.
Exactly.
You understand?
I hear you.
I'm not an entertainer. I'm not an entertainer. The things I say is not meant to entertain you. It does, but did you hear what I said? You understand? So it's not about being entertained. That you can entertain a person and make them be like, oh, that was the greatest stuff I ever seen. But the reason they saying that is because of what I said. They're going to remember those words. They have to resonate. You have to be, it has to resonate through a person.
Exactly.
I forget the word George and me used to tell me all. You have to transcend. That's it. And if you're not transcending, you're just there, my nigga. You're just doing something. When I say something in one of my poems, that happened. That happened. This is real. When I say something about a relationship poem, that happened. That particular person know exactly who I'm talking about in that poem. Y'all don't know. She know. You feel what I'm saying? So everything that I spit is true life, real. I'm going through it at the moment. Nothing about Obama and Trump and kids getting shot and Black Lives Matter. Not to say that's not important. Mm-hmm. You understand? But I write from my gut, my personal. You understand? Black Lives Matter, and they've been mattering. When they shot my man, Yummy Satterford, on Tupac album 30 years ago, it mattered then just like it mattered with Mike Brown. You know what I'm saying? But that was 30 years ago, 20 years ago. You understand where I'm coming from? So to be able to pick a subject out and write about it, that's easy. Can you write about yourself? Can you expose yourself to the world with hopes that it'll help somebody else by putting your own self out there?
Exactly. Well, brother, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your schedule to talk with us and to spread your word and your message to the people. We appreciate everything you're doing. We love what you're doing out here. Continue to be a motivational speaker and continue to speak to our youth and motivate them and using your pain and the things that you've gone through in life to get through to them. Why don't you go ahead and give everybody your social media account information and how they can contact you if they want to book you for anything?
Well, all you got to do is go to redstormchicago.com. And you click on the links right there to take you to every social media page. Just one click of a button to take you to everything. But I want to send you to my own personal redstormchicago.com. You can pick up the book, listen to the music. I got 30 songs playing on the website. You got, all the links to the social media where you can go straight to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and everything else that you need to go to is just one click of a button. So that's what's up. And I just want to leave y'all with this message. Once I finally knew that, it's like saying, what if them people knew you was coming? What if they knew I was coming before I ever got here? They had a plan to kill Jesus, man, before he ever got here. When he was in the womb, they was looking for Mary to get this dude. You feel what I'm saying? Because they don't want this dude to come out in the world and do his thing, right? Same thing with me, man. Same thing. That's why they put the cocaine and the drugs and all that in front of me, trying to keep me from being who I am today. So the stronger your faith is, the less God has to entertain you with public for you to believe that God is God. So people out there, youngsters, shorties, anybody who listening, grown folks that go for you too, find you something to do, man. For them people find something to do with you. You feel me? Find your destiny. Find what you were supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And do that. If you ain't living what you supposed to do, you doing the wrong thing. How could Michael Jordan be a mailman? How? You understand? He just wasted his whole life trying to be a mailman when he should have been on the basketball court. You feel what I'm saying? So you keep doing this radio thing, man, and keep doing what you're doing, and keep blessing the world with message from people that can, do some good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we appreciate it, brother. All right. There you have it. Well, once again, we got Red Storm Chicago, and this is your boy, Fire the Poet, bringing you the heat from the streets. Stay pressed.
Most definitely.
Which brought delirium and an agonizing death. Fear and hysteria gripped the land, and as the death toll mounted, it became apparent that no one was safe and no one could offer protection.